Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Mark and this is the second devlog for Minted Directory. For those who are new, Minted Directory is a starter kit for building directory websites. It's super easy to set it up and it's optimized for SEO. So before we get started, I want to explain, for those who don't know, what a directory website is. A directory website is simply a hand-picked list of links that you publish online. Then, when you get a large amount of visitors there, you sell promoted spots on the site, you use affiliate links, and you add ads to the site, and you start to make revenue from this sort of online real estate. So in the last devlog, we created this directory website called nuxtstarters.com. It is meant to show all the available Nuxt.js starter kits and boilerplates that developers would like to find. This directory is not so easy to understand because if you're coming from the outside perspective, it's a bit meta. It's a bit related to software engineering and everything. But we will do more examples in the future that will make more sense. So on this devlog, I will first be answering some questions I got on my Twitter post of the last video, and then I'll walk you through the progress I have made over the last couple of days. And also, I am becoming more professional. I have now an intro for this channel. Now let's dive into the questions. The first question on the post was from Sabuni. Sabuni gave really friendly compliments to the video and asked if there's a built-in mechanism to add content from the site itself, or if we need to modify the markdown files directly. That is a really great question. And what you might have noticed in the previous video is that when you click submit a starter, there is a form here, but this form does not edit the content of the site. It just proposes a new listing that can be added. So anybody can propose a new listing, but you should review it first and write the content to place on the directory itself. But I've got something exciting to show you, which is an easier way to edit the directories without touching the code. And I will get to that right after the next question, which also ties into this topic. So the next question was from ADJ, who asked, I want to use your repo, but I've never used Nuxt. Most of the changes are just editing the markdown files, right? And the answer is you don't need to be a Nuxt expert to launch a directory with Minted Directory. And I'm going to give a demo of how to do that right now. So basically, last time we had created Nuxt starter kits. I published it in nuxtstarters.com. I added a bunch more content. We have a total of 9 tools. But let's say I want to add this brand new Nuxt starter kit, which is called Lemon Repo, which looks really nice. To do that, without touching any code, for example, this could be super useful for people who are strictly into marketing, or simply for people who are experienced with other JavaScript frameworks, or who work in PHP or in Ruby. You just need to head over to Nuxt Studio, which is a project created by the creators of Nuxt. And you just need to click on this green button, click import a new Nuxt project. And then if you've given access to your GitHub account, you will be able to select any of your projects. For example, I can select what we were working on right now, which is Nuxt starters. And here you just need to select the period, click on import. Pay attention here, you get the confetti effect, nice. And then you can turn on this, and now we have, these are some importing things that you need to click around. Now we have the preview of the site on the right side, and we are editing the content on the left side. So that's really cool. And for example here, if in the end of my landing page I want to add like a nice message to my users, I can just say hello to everyone. We are editing without code. And if we click on this, we can publish the changes, and then this page will show what we updated. And to do what we originally set out to do, you just need to go here, create a new file, and we're going to call it lemon repo. And we're going to name this just lemon repo. And as you can see, we have a very easy to use editor. You don't need to know the syntax of Markdown to use this. And let's just explain this by copy pasting what the authors have written here. Lemon repo is a way to sell access to private GitHub repos. I like it. And here we can turn it into a paragraph. And it's bold, nice and bold. Let's turn on the preview to see how that looks. It looks like this. And we can publish that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you wait for about 3 minutes, this will reflect on your directory website. For example, we have now the lemon repo page here, and we have the message that we wrote down here. So if we click on lemon repo, we also have the content that we wrote, and that is all for the low-code editing of a minted directory website. The other thing that you might notice is that I forgot to name this correctly here. It's called minted directory, where it should be Nuxt starter kits. So to fix that, we need to go to the project, and we go to the data. And here we have the ability to configure a lot of things. And this is how you customize the website to make it include the features that you want. Also a bit of the styling. So for example, here I want to change this to Nuxt starters. And in the footer there must be something else as well. This description, I can change it. And so I went ahead and waited another 2 minutes, and of course we now have Nuxt starters here instead of the old title. So continuing with the third question I got on the last post, which was, did you build it with SEO optimization in mind? And the answer is, of course. SEO is critical to drive traffic to your directory site. so it was one of my priorities when building Minted Directory. To optimize the SEO for Minted Directory, I used the Nuxt SEO module, which includes must-have features like the generating of the robots.txt file, generating of the sitemap.xml, which you can see here. It even has some styling for the XML to help it be a bit more human readable. Another feature that Minted Directory includes is a set of customized Open Graph images. Here you can see the options that I've been adding to the site. These two are just a simple title plus description with an optional image. And this is just a simple emoji based Open Graph image. So when you share your page on social media, for example, if I want to share this first listing, for example on Twitter, it will look like one of these examples that I have here. It will look like this, or you can set a custom emoji that will give basically just a simple centered emoji on the middle of the OG image, and when you click on it you will go to the Minted Directory site. And this means that you basically don't need to configure anything, you just need to submit the sitemap to Google to get the indexing quicker. Now that we've answered those questions, let's take a look at the progress that I've made since the last devlog. Here's what I've been working on for the past couple of days. I built the marketing website for Minted Directory, which it looks like this. And I used Lemon Repo, which is a starter kit for selling GitHub repos. And I started to write detailed documentation about Minted Directory. I redesigned some components like the default submit box. Now looks like this with an icon, and I simplified it a bit without it popping out too much, and ensured everything is up to date. So what's coming next for Minted Directory? Well, the mobile responsiveness is not working so good, so I will improve that. We will create a starting advertise page, which is more complete. We will also add a nicer default blog page, already more ironed out. And we will add more options for different hero components so that you can differentiate your directories more. Even if you create 10 directories with Minted Directory, they can all look completely different. And I also want to create more videos like this one. So that's it for today's devlog. Thank you so much for the questions. It really helps me to improve the project. And I will keep you posted and make more updates for Minted Directory, so stay tuned. And as always, have an outstanding and successful day. See you soon.